Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream, Raids Week 20, Day 1, and we are finally back after like 4 days of not streaming. Well, how many days was it? Let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, well I guess 3.5, depends how you look at it, but yeah, 3 days I guess without streaming, because we're streaming today, even though it's later in the day, but that's when we normally stream anyways, so... but yeah, I'm finally back from my trip. We can talk about that some in a little bit. Let me actually go through chat and stuff. But as far as the main things we're going to be doing today, of course, we're going to mainly be messing around with raids and stuff. Actually, I should probably go to do that first before I go through chat, and then we'll go through chat for anyone that wants to see it. Because I believe I didn't mention in the video. There's two things I didn't mention in the video. One is the raid team that I'm going to be doing, which is a pretty big one to miss. But I was like so distracted by the weapon, and I couldn't like re-record it. I already did it so late because of everything else I had to do earlier, and it's like, running late. It's kind of funny, though. I did it at perfect time for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the previous time zone I was in. The problem is my body still hasn't adjusted to the fact that an hour has shifted back. But anyways, first time I ever left the time zone. So that was a bit of a weird experience. But anyways, I just find that really hilarious that it's exactly 9 p.m. right now, which is actually 8 p.m., which is normally when we stream. I don't know. But anyways, this is what we're using for this. Hero weapon, you'll eventually switch out for Mang. Tina, if you don't have, you switch out for some kind of mana generator. Alchemist. You either go Alchemist or a second Carlson. You put either or there. But you end up replacing out the Tina with that if you don't own it. And you eventually replace out Mount Crusher with Mang once you reach the later ones, but for the earlier ones, you just keep it as that. And obviously you use mech because you have to use Adana troops, so most of them are mechs. So might as well get that half mana start on them. So that's that. The other thing I forgot to show, which I did mention in the comments, was just this weapon thing for Thursday. Not really like anything too important. Most people could probably figure out some kind of TIM for it. But if you do need anything, there's, of course, the Dancing Dagger, which is that one yellow weapon that came off that recent hero class, the most recent one, Dervish one, into Rover 300, which you just use for mana generation, the Clockwork's Knight for the same reason, into Clockwork Sphinx for the same reason, as well as armor. And this you end up replacing out for Dawnbringer, obviously, if you own Dawnbringer, and this you can replace out for Tina if you own Tina. Or you can just even go Dawnbringer into Rover into double Clockwork Knight, just to give it even more mana. But I don't know, like a nice little spread. But yeah, just replace that with Dawnbringer if you own it. And that's pretty much what you have to run all the way up. And then obviously for the later battles, if you do want to go all the way to the end, you just basically replace that out with Titan Mang. Because at that point, that'd probably be more beneficial than giving them half mana start. And just simply win off of infinite barriers into Titan destroying everything. That's pretty much all you have to do for those. Anyways, let me go through all of chat. I might be a little bit delayed on the most recent chat because I want to go all the way from the start just to make sure I don't miss anything. Hello, Humberto. Hello, Goober. Hello, Adele. Hello, William. Hello, Roberto. I'm going to repeat so many names, by the way. Let's see. Thank you, Dakuro, for welcoming back. Hello, Joseph. Hello, Paul B. Hello, Gustavo. Hello, Alan. And thank you. Hello, William again. Hello, Alan. I'm good. Repeat so many. Whoops. I'm trying not to repeat them. Not sure, but this raid event is kind of bad. It's not the greatest. The raid troop this week does no real benefit. So that's probably why it seems a little bit worse, because all the other ones we've been getting recently have been so ridiculously good. And now they just gave us one that is basically trash as a raid troop. So that could be why. It's not necessarily that it's harder. It's that the raid troop is normal, like bad. Bad normal. So that's the biggest thing that's kind of holding it back this time around. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, J-Dot. Hello, Gary. Hello, Supremacists. Out of the Mythics in the Soul Forge, which one would you recommend to craft? Possess King. Possess King would be probably your best bet. You can get +1 magic off of Darkstone. You can get a nice triple convert transform, and it has one of the better generating options of any trait with his explosions that he has. Hello, Traylon. Hello, Raven. You're just answering the other question. Is the Possessed King mainly utilized for its explosion trait? Yes, pretty much. That and its transform. But yeah, a little bit of both. Hello, Faith. Welcome. Let's see. Let's see, scrolling through all the chats. Hello, Turuba. With the honor system, has there been a breakdown? If you need so many of each helpful, fun, high five, no, you can pretty much get any. There is a guide to it on the forum if you just search it. I've still been meaning to cover a video on it. I really need to do that soon. There's so many videos I need to do. I need to start getting back in the habit of like doing one every day or like every other day, or at least like schedule out like 3 per week. Like if I did exactly what I did earlier, like I can't do that on this Monday because I'm, you know, Monday's already over, but maybe on like a Wednesday or something. If I can like clear enough time where I just record like 3 to 5 videos in one day and then just have them scheduled throughout the week, that would be so much easier than like worrying about it like one at a time. If I just get them all done in one single session, it would make it way less of a headache than the normal like trying to set them up. Because once you get in like the groove of doing it, it's a lot easier. But if you have to go and like just go, it's like, okay, let's go do this now. Stop everything else, do this, and then stop and finish it, and then go back again. Okay, this other day, do that, and it just keeps switching back and forth. Takes more time than just constantly just getting one after the other done. Because that's what I did for those 2 videos. They were all both done on Friday, and I didn't need to do anything. I just put them up. They automatically went up, and it worked out pretty well. How did you guys like that? The little videos that we did. Obviously, we didn't have any streams or anything, but they all went out automatically. I didn't need to do a single thing. I didn't even really touch my computer all weekend for the most part. And I didn't need to do anything to make them all post other than on Friday. Also, sorry if I missed anything in chat. I'm trying to get everything. Okay, and I think I'm almost back to normal chat. Hello, Demlix. Hello, Adele. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Patrick. And hello, Mark Punk. Welcome, everyone. But anyways, if I missed anything, just let me know. So also go head over to raids and yeah, do raids. Right now I'll just be starting with this. I'm actually gonna get rid of mech for now. I wanted to do this for the video, though I didn't even show it during the video. But that's a fail. But let's see, where's this shaman? That's the problem with recording these things last minute. Sometimes things get cut. Not deliberately, just out of accidentalness. I mentioned them in the comments if I ever do, though. And of course, I mentioned them at the beginning of this video like we already did. But let's go switch that so we get some XP off of it. And now let's kill everything. So move that over, get our Mountain Crusher, get all of our explosions we need off of that. Get that Valraven killed so he doesn't escape. Throw Tina down and should pretty much be good or not. That Valraven better not escape. We one-shot Skull at this point, but we need to go get that Skull. Thursday is normally a slow gems day. Yeah, Thursday normally is a pretty slow gems day. So is Wednesday. Because Thursday, I would say, is the day that most people get the events done prior to the Friday events. Because most people do their weekly objectives, I think, on Thursday. I don't think we have any data for that. But if there was a way to check that, depending on what it is, like this week it won't be because it's a gnome event. So most people are just going to do it this weekend. But if it was something else that wasn't like Spam Explore, if it was like something like Spam PvP or something, people would most likely get that done on Thursday prior to the weekend-long event, so that they wouldn't have to do it during the weekend-long event. I'm not sure if that's how the most do it, but I would assume it's something like that. I'm not sure, though. I don't think we have data on that. The devs probably do, but I'm not sure if they would really share that data. Probably not. They were doing a Q&A soon, though. Q&A, I believe, later this month. Salty might even have more on that later today. Yeah, let me know what she says about that, because I'm actually going to be streaming right through her stream. I'm streaming till 10. So we're still going to be streaming for an hour today. It's just it's a little bit of a different time. It's like 1 hour later than we normally are. But I am still streaming till a whole hour, so that will cut into her stream, unfortunately. But you need to get ours done. Let's see. We got our mountain down. Get ourselves a Tina. Actually, before I do, is that still enough damage? Yes, it is. Very nice. And it was triple wipe Tina. As long as it hits high enough, and it should. They're still pretty low. I got that summon though, but it instantly kills right back into the summon. Nice. I got. Oh, why did I do that? Why on earth did I just hit brown? Of every color I could have hit, that's like the worst and only one you don't want to hit. At least when you're still using Mountain Crusher. If we were using Mang, that wouldn't be as big a deal. But when we're using Mountain Crusher, that's like the worst thing to take out, as that is the main one we need. Oh yeah, happy Memorial Day, everyone! Yeah, I honestly didn't celebrate it. I've been traveling and doing last minute stuff and, you know, kind of just getting situated back into the house. So I didn't really get to celebrate it today. I guess I technically celebrated it over the weekend while I was on my trip. Oh yeah, I never even mentioned my trip. Yeah, obviously I was gone for the weekend. Mainly just went to see some of my friends for the weekend who are over in Chicago. We mainly just did a bunch of gaming and just chilling around. It was a lot of fun. I normally don't hang around with people my age, so it was kind of nice. A bunch of guys around, 4 people in a household of 25 to 30, and I'm 24. And normally I don't ever really get to hang out with too many people around my age. So it was nice. Let's see. What do we even take here? Let's go for a Mountain Crusher there. Yeah, I got to play a lot of games on Nintendo Switch that I didn't previously get to, which was nice. So my main next thing I'm going to be doing on that though is for sure Mario Maker 2. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be like the main next thing for what I'll be doing, unless E3 brings something else. But that's actually coming pretty soon. That's less than a month away. Well, E3 is even sooner, but I mean Mario Maker 2. I have a feeling it might be a game I stream a lot. I'm not sure. I've been wanting to get like a Nintendo title that I will do a lot. I just haven't really decided which yet. But I don't know, Mario Maker 2, if nothing else, I at least want to try it initially and mess around with stuff with it. Never did get to try Mario Maker 1 yet. Let's see, what do we go for here? We'll go take the hit there, grab that down, get a poke off of those. Tina is powerful. Oh yeah, Tina is very powerful. I highly advise if you have a reserve of event keys to try to get it. Hello, Vespenny. Sorry, did I not say hi to you? I must have hit over it. I mentioned the Memorial Day thing. I guess I didn't say hello to you directly. But yes, hello, Vespenny. Welcome. I guess the memorial part of your thing distracted me from saying hello. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't do anything to celebrate it today. My weekend, I guess, was just a celebration. But yeah, I had a really fun weekend. Sushi was pretty good too. I'm normally not a huge fan of like sushi, but I don't know, the sushi place spotted was actually not that bad. I guess it's because normally wherever I am, I just get bad sushi. I'm not sure, but I don't know. The sushi was pretty good this time around. Though I wasn't too huge a fan of Chicago pizza, I must say. It's weird. I see what people mean. It's like they say it's pizza, but it's not actually pizza. Like, that makes sense. That's a really good description of what Chicago pizza is. They call it pizza, but it's not really pizza. It's really hard to explain, but I don't know, it's weird. I personally didn't care for it. It's okay. It's like, I wouldn't go out of my way for it, is the main thing. I don't know, if I'm in the area, it's like, in Chicago, might as well. Like, it wasn't bad. It's just New Jersey and New York has way better pizza. It's not even close. Oh, that didn't kill. We'll go and get a Mountain Crusher down. Get another Mountain Crusher. What makes Shaman a good class for this? Nothing. Shaman is a horrible class for this. The only reason I'm using it is to level it. Literally the only reason I'm using it is to level it. You should be using Mech. It's the only viable class for this. That and obviously anything Titan related, obviously. Or Plague. Or, you know, like the standard Titan-like things or Mech are the only real options. The only reason I'm using Shaman at this current moment in time is because free EXP. Because I'm currently leveling it. And if I used any of the other ones I mentioned, I already have the max, so it would gain no EXP. And for these earlier ones, I'm just using this. Once we reach the later battles, obviously we'll switch to either Mech or Titan or something. Not sure which. Really just depends which way we want to go with it. Yeah, we'll just go for red, I guess. Grab all that. Throw our mana we need. Throw Tina down. Hello, Bakchan! Welcome! Let's see. We'll go and take a brown over, get on the mountain. Oh, thank you, Daryl. Yeah, the trip went pretty well. Sunsail. Why do I forget when Sunsail is? What is that troop? I don't think it's meta. If I completely forget what it is, it might not be good. Oh yeah, this one is common. You would mainly just use it for, let's see, transform all yellow to brown. Yeah, I don't think you would really use it for anything, for the most part. Most commons and rares, well, I wouldn't say that they're all useless, but a good majority of commons don't really get used. There's only like a really small handful of commons. That does remind me, I haven't done an updated video of like really low rarity troops that are actually viable, because there definitely are. Like there's plenty of commons and rares that are actually like decent, but that is not one of them, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot about them. As far as like good commons, if I just had to like name out a few, though I'm not going to count the like stronger commons. Like for example, I'm not counting the Dooms and I'm not counting the Guardians, because those are kind of cheating. They're not actually really common. Did I not do it by base rarity? I meant to do it by base rarity. There we go. I was wondering why I was in such a weird order. Yeah, as far as like normal commons, any of the walls are really good. So Wall of Bones is good. Wraith is good. Skeleton is insanely good. It has still one of the best skull options in the game. It's a skull option that creates into an extra turn, which is pretty nice. Sloth still has one of the best mana drains, even though it's a common. It's really weird. Some commons do have some really good stuff. Let's see what else is good under common. Let's see. Leshy somewhat is, just because it gets to entangle everything, and it gets to do a lot of green mana generation. It's very situationally decent. All these Guardian troops are those stronger ones I was referring to. However, each one of them is good, particularly Humility and Justice. But those aren't technically normal commons. Goblin's okay. That one's the starting troop you end up getting. Firebomb's one of the better options in the entire game as far as commons. Even I use this in the late game or end game. It's really good mana generation, really insanely good for Explore. I just get it fully traded, you get a nice amount of damage into Empower, works out nicely. Dwarven Gate is an insanely strong common because it has barrier to all other allies, into an armor gain, into a bunch of mana into them. All the Dooms, those don't really count, but they're okay. Dire Wolf is insanely good because it's entangle into Hunter's Mark for 2 times damage, plus they can't really hit you back with skulls. Courage, not a normal common, but still decent common. Great attack gain on it. Baby Dragon is pretty inconsistent, but if you really had to from early game, it's not a horrible option. It's because it summons a lot of legends, or can transform into a lot of them. And that's all the commons. But, yeah, just decent ones out there. Not all useless. Of all of them, I would say Firebomb's the most viable. You'll probably see me use that the most. Like, if I go to, like, any Explorer, you're probably going to see me use something similar, along the premise of something like this. Or basically using a Sunbird into a Firebomb. You can also do teams related to this to Leprechaun as well. But, I don't know, I just personally like using it with Firebomb. Something about it. It just feels better to me. But, and it was good for that, dead. Oh, he just did double damage. What are you doing? Doing your double damage and making Sunbird not kill. But, there we go. But, you'll see me, like, use it with that a lot. It's pretty much one of the only few comments I actually use. But, there's still decent ones out there. Anyways, where were we? Raids. Where do raids go? Fight that, and it's the next battle. How do you get more characters? Keys. Easiest way to do that is to get into a guild. If you go into the guild menu page there, and just trying to find a guild that has a lot of members in it, and just kind of sitting there. Your first guild that you get into doesn't really matter too much, but you do want to be sitting into a guild, because any tasks that your guild mates get done will give you a bunch of various resources. Like if anyone gets a single task done, it gets applied to every single person in the guild. So if you have 30 people in a guild and they're all doing tasks, you can get a lot of free stuff for just helping contribute a little bit to the guild. And then everyone gets a bunch more keys. Other than that, doing PvP is a pretty good place to start as well. Being in a guild while also doing PvP, you would end up getting 46 glory keys from getting 1.9k rating in PvP, so 1,900. And you would also end up getting a bunch of seals along the way, which if you could only get while you're in a guild. And those, you basically convert every 20 of those into a key that can drop some Guardian troops like Humility and Courage and Justice, which are pretty good, as well as just random other drops as well that can just help get you more troops. Let's see. Move that over, get the hit, and there we go. Oh yeah, for guilds, you don't really need to communicate much with your guild. You can literally not communicate with them at all, with the only exception being Tower of Doom. If you are a high-level guild or higher, like you know, like any guild that's doing like almost every task or every task, you're probably doing Tower of Doom seriously, and that's the only game mode that does require communication with your guild. Tower of Doom, if you want to do it efficiently, is 100% required to actually communicate with your guild. But other than that, you basically never need to talk to your guild ever, and that's only 1 week out of every month. And technically, when you're earlier in the game, you probably don't really bother communicating with your guild for that. You just kind of do it. So that game mode, you do generally want to communicate with it, because it does help. Other than that, you don't ever need to talk with your guild. You just like join one and just like never talk with them. And there are casual guilds that are like deliberately set up like that too. Gems of War Forum's pretty good location for it. Sometimes global chat too, but Gems of War Forum, if you're looking for something like really specific from a guild, with all the search terms and everything, you can get down to pretty much exactly what you need. But global is also a pretty good place. If you just like spam global chat 1, you'll eventually find something there. Why is global lagging? Come on, go to global. But yeah, to get to global chat 1, all you have to do is go to, well, first we need to go and turn on global chat. That might help. And then go type 1 here. And as long as it's not full, there we go. And then we can say hello to everyone. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Oh yeah, I never used any of the emojis yet. What did we even get? We got this thing, and we got 4 faces. Nothing too useful there, unfortunately. Well, I guess we could use this for like tech support, or not tech support, but whenever we're like talking to the devs or something. I guess the screwdriver would be useful. I don't think the other 4 is that useful though. Yeah, I don't think I'd use any of those robots. I like the cats more. But yeah, I guess at least we could use that screwdriver thingy if nothing else. I think the most useful one so far has been the 4 gold pieces. Like out of all of these, like that gold piece right there and that chest are very, very useful. Not too many of these have really been that useful though. That they've been adding, but oh well, we'll get more in time. Hopefully we'll get some interesting ones. The infamous death. Always feels funny that almost everyone from this game knows me. Like I'll go to a different game and it's like, no one knows me. And it's like I go to this game, it's like, everyone knows me. Or not literally everyone, but you know. It's always pretty funny. Let's see. Move that over. Take a hit right there and dead. Do I mind explaining boost damage ratio calculation? I can if you name the troop. Every single troop does it slightly differently, so you'd have to specifically specify the troop. Otherwise, that'd be slightly hard to explain. But if you mention one that you find to be confusing to you, I can explain it. But that'd be hard to explain just generally. I would need a specific troop to base it off of. Hello, Joe T. Welcome. Okay, let's take that down. Grab a brown right over there. Get a mountain crusher. I'll destroy this first. I should probably switch to Mank soon. We're already to the point where we can't one-shot the boss. I guess Tina normally still cleans it though. Let's see. How far are we even on rewards right now? Grab all this. Do we have any orbs? Oh, I still have 3 vault keys. I should probably go open those real quick. And I should probably go hand out a redeem code too. Because we haven't yet. Let's see. Let's go open these vault keys and then we'll hand out a code. I have 3. Though we'll be getting plenty more this weekend, that's for sure. When you click on a troop that has a boost ratio, you will see the ratio on the right hand of the card. Yes, that is correct. I don't think I have any on this team too. Oh, right here. So this has a 1-to-1, and basically what this is saying is for every 1 HP we have, well, basically what it says here is it does split damage or some amount of damage randomly split amongst enemies, boosted by my life, and then it has a boost ratio over here. So basically what this is saying at 1-to-1 is for every 1 life it has, it will do 1 additional damage. So we're doing 100, or it's basically 90 plus whatever that number is right there, or you know, whatever that value is, plus whatever that value is in this case, which ends up being what, 119. So yeah, so let's do that, and this will do 119, which is obviously way more than enough to kill him out. And there we go. Anything good? No, Cedric. I still need a Cedric on my Nintendo Switch account, and we have like 1.5 billion on this account. I would sacrifice like 50 Cedrics to go get one on the other account. Actually, I don't think I have that many. I think I have like 30 or 40 or something. But I still don't even have one on my Switch account yet. But that's mainly because I haven't really done many Vault events on it. The main issue with that. If I did a Vault event, we'd probably have it No! We got another useless drop. Wow, we're getting really horrible drops. Hopefully this third key is not abysmal. This is technically the key I guess we just got now. Those were the 2 from Bounty Hunter that I didn't bother opening. Obviously, I wasn't streaming since I was gone during that time. Okay, well, let's take those reds over. Please, please, please drop something good. Okay, that's not his worst drop, not his best drop. I'll take it, though. 100 gems, 105 into event key. That'll work. There we go. Our gem stack has been... I really need to focus on the gnome event this weekend. Our gem stack has seen better days, so yeah, that could use a little bit of repairing there. So I need to work on that. Hey, we just hit 100 viewers. Time to give out a code. No. Well, I was going to hand out a code right now anyways, but it's kind of funny that we hit 100 viewers simultaneously to that happening. Yeah, let me go hand out a code. Let's see. I'll go mark that down. Copy, save that, put this over in the code section, make sure it works. Then go paste it to you guys, do that, boom, refresh. That right over there, boom, boom, copy, and here you guys go. There is the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com, read the game code section, same place as always. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over there is what you put for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just go click copy paste on the random numbers and letters. And gives the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Do we have a task for that? No, we do not. I guess it was leveling a troop? Yeah, because it's automatically done, so it's like, yeah, that had to have been that. Wait, did we have anything else we need to repick? Or was that my repick? I think that was my repick this morning. Yeah, it was. Never mind. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Yep, no problem for the code, everyone. Okay, next order of business. Let's go and keep doing raids. I need to get deeper in there. Get a good chunk of that done. Because tomorrow, obviously, we'll mainly be doing faction stuff, because factions... That does remind me, I need to start doing delves. I didn't do delves all this weekend. I think I haven't done delves for like 6 days now. I need to get onto delves because we do need to do some of them. Like, it's fine if we skip a lot because we technically don't really need that many shards, but still, I need some amount or we're never going to be able to get factions upgraded when they come back around. And I do want to try getting them all to level 20 because as we saw last week, they can be very, very hard to get to 200. And I do want to get every single faction that ever comes out for here 4th, ideally to 200. Unless it's going to be as annoying as the previous one, then maybe I'll opt out of trying to do that, but I'm not sure. I don't want to try it. Always fun trying to go for those really intense battles like they were the other time around. Might cost quite a handful of gems, but as long as we don't dip below 20,000, I'll be perfectly fine. Like 20,000 is a nice reserve to have. Ideally, I'd want that to be higher, but as long as it doesn't dip too far below 20,000 or even just stays above it the entire time, that'd probably be fine. How does King Bloodhammer boost damage ratio calculate? It boost ratios based on how many blues it converts into Doom Skulls at, I believe, a 3 to 1. So for every 3 blue it converts, I believe it gains 1 additional damage, if I'm not mistaken. You off the top of my head what his thing is, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It boost ratio is based on how many blues convert to Doom Skulls at a 3 to 1, meaning every 3 is 1 additional damage. And by 1 additional damage, he hits 2 enemies, so technically it's 2 additional damage. Each hit gets increased by 1 damage, but it's technically an overall 2 damage increase. Let's see, we'll throw that down. You have 22 vault keys? Nice. Yeah, I currently have 0. We've been using all of them immediately recently. That's why we have none. Or, well, we had 3, but we just used them all, obviously. Let's see. Also, I should switch my hero class to a real hero class now. At least to mech, if nothing else. But maybe to Titan, I'm not sure. Need something to survive there. We don't end up losing hero like that. So we don't actually lose points for that as long as we win the battle. But still, want that happening at all. Don't need to risk it. Especially since these are still relatively easy, too. He's actually already dying. Tina, what are you doing? All you need is a skull. Come on, Tina. You got this. 1 skull and you win. Oh, that works, too. I'll throw that down, and down it goes. There we go. Okay, let me go switch to, stop doing Shaman for the XP. Let's just switch to, mech or not to mech. I guess we'll go mech for now, and then we'll switch to Titan. Mech will be slightly quicker. Titan will be a lot safer, though. We could also do Plague, but I'm not sure if we'll be taking green enough for that to be viable. Let's see. Do I have a drop for that? I don't believe so. I'll just go grab a brown for now. Let's take that. Try for double yellow. Didn't get it. Throw the mountain crusher down. Be able to get all that. Throw Tina down into... actually, you know what? We'll take that down. Throw that. Get her hit onto last slots. Let's see. Take the brown down. Grab that one skull right over there. Get a Mount Christian and everything. Dark Priestess, Trickster Shot Maiden. Dark Priestess, Tracker Maiden. Dark Priestess would actually not be that bad. Dark Priestess you could synergize with Hero. And as you get your hero leveled, if you put into Brown and Red Mastery, you eventually get the Mang weapon. And then you can just use Dark Priestess on the Mang, and that's a pretty solid combination. I was using that slightly on my Nintendo Switch account when it first started. Not for too long, but it was good while I didn't have any options. Like, as you go through the game, normally you want to, like, center your team initially. When you first start out, it's normally centered around Hero Sword, because you don't have any good weapons. But then you try getting into all Brown Red Mastery, and then try centering them around either Mountain Crusher or Mang. And that's how a lot of the initial teams, and even some endgame teams, end up getting centered. Because there's such key weapons these days that a lot of stuff just gets centered around them. Almost throughout the entire game, ever since they ended up buffing heroes to have classes with all these extra perks over here, they've pretty much always become kind of used for everything, like some kind of weapon in some kind of team. Very, very few teams these days run with literally no hero. Just because of how viable hero is these days. Now move that over, grab a, we'll take the purple, why not? Throw an explosion into that, without rolling. Grab our, you know what, I'm going to go for the poke before I take that, so I can get the last little bit of mana so I can go poke him again. What can you use if you don't have Tina 9000? You can replace that with Alchemist. You can also replace it with a second one of the Ray Troop if you happen to have a second one. Otherwise, just replace it with Alchemist and use it to feed yellow into Carlson. So you can use his ability more often. Or simply just put a second Carlson there. Either or. You definitely don't need a second one, though. You can just use Alchemist to feed it. But you need some kind of combination like that. And the only reason I'm really using Tina is to clear out these smaller ones for the most part. I'm not really using to kill out the boss, obviously. These smaller ones for now. And eventually I'm just going to switch to Mang and just have it centered around Mang. I might even replace out Tina at that point. For an Alchemist. But for now, this works. And they'll just kill with that. If that's not enough. No, you hit the wrong one! Okay, that slightly ruins the plan. I guess we'll just kill that out with that. So overkill it greatly. And one Tina will kill. Problem is, we don't have her mana. Hello, AJ Gatewood. Welcome. Or AJ, I mean. Gatewood, welcome. I will throw that down. Get all that rolling. Wait, why'd I feed into yellow? I didn't need that. Okay, well, we'll just take brown there. Go get a Mount Crusher to go get all that off the board and get that to full. And then we can just throw down a Tina and that'll end up killing it. And we'll be good to go from there. We'll take that. Been saving for a couple months, waiting on Iron Gut to show up in Soulforge, and a 10 gem key pool just dropped him. Wow, Joseph, that is insanely lucky. Well, now you can go craft something else instead, like Possessed King, if you have enough for it right now. They're pretty good synergy. It can be used in almost every faction. The team of Mountain Crusher, Apothecary, High King Iron Gut with Possessed King. It is an insanely good combo, one of the best for all of Delves. There is almost nothing better than that. The only thing that is slightly better is if you eventually get Zugoff, but that's like way down the line. It's the hardest thing in the entire game to obtain. But you're perfectly fine if you could actually own Mountain Crusher into what did I just say? Apothecary, Iron Guts, and Possessed King. Really solid combination. And it's ran in almost every delve. Well, let's say this. Every delve that they can be ran in, you should be running it. If you own it. There's only, I believe, 2 or 3 delves that cannot use that team. I think a few more of them that can't use the Apothecary, but as far as like Possessed King into Iron Gut, only like 2 or 3 that can't. It's Crypt, Primal Rift, and I believe one other one, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was that most recent Undead one. You can't remember. Oh, no, you can use it for there too. I think it was just those 2 actually. Primal Rift and, weren't those the only 2? Pretty sure. I believe Primal Rift and Crypt are the only 2 locations where you can't use that double combo. Iron Gut into Possessed King. There might be another one too. I might be forgetting, but I'm pretty sure those were the only 2. Yeah, Salty's streaming. I'm going to be going into her stream, unfortunately. We have to go for at least an hour. Yeah, we will be dipping into her stream. Sorry, Salty. I'm not even sure what she's going over. I believe she's going over Anything relevant? I don't think so. She might be doing like some spoilers for next patch or something. But it's still down the line, so we're gonna get plenty more. Trying to think what she would even cover right now. Because it's a vault event next weekend, so the only thing she might be covering is next Mythic? Because next Mythic is the first Friday of next month, which is 2 Fridays from now, not this week, but next week. I guess that's what she's doing. I believe next Mythic was useless, though, so it's not really that helpful. Like, when it's a good Mythic, it's kind of interesting, but if I'm not mistaken, next Mythic is abysmal, isn't it? Let me go double check. I can actually go bring it up on screen right... Oh, what does he do? Is he actually... What are you doing? What are you doing, AI? I look away for 1 second and half my team dies. We'll go kill that up. We can actually lose this if we're not careful. However, this does do double damage to them, so we won't lose, but we'll throw that down. We can bring that troop up. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah, this is the... Oh, no, never mind. Wait, are they doing the Drock Zoom one next, or are they doing the... Oh, no, they're doing the... One of the worst mythics in the entire game. Oh, yeah. I don't know why. They have something against Groshnock Kingdom or something. I don't know. But they, for whatever reason, just love giving the worst mythics in the entire game to Groshnock. The current worst mythic is already there, which is Gargantar. And now they're deciding to add another one because they thought one ridiculously bad mythic wasn't enough. So here's a second one. Let me go bring it up on screen real quick. It's kind of funny. Let me see. Let me go bring it up. But if you haven't already seen it, it's, is this it? Yeah, that's it. No, it's not. Wait, wrong one. Where's the correct window? Is that it? No, that's not it. That's Gems of War. That's not it. That's donation stuff. And there we go. Okay. So, Shade of Zorn. Or what is that? Zorn? Zorn. Shade of Zorn. How horrifically bad is this? Let's see. Unless they buffed it out of nowhere. It is a brown, green, blue. So it's basically competing for the likes of like Iron Gut. That's almost the same color as this Iron Gut. So that's something we have to compare it to if we're ever going to check its viability. Even something like, which is the exact same color of it, the Urska, that one Urska mythic that has Devour on it. We can even compare it to that because that's the same color. It deals magic plus 5 damage to an enemy, boosted by red allies and skulls at a 4 times boost ratio. So let's even be generous. Let's say there are 4 red allies and 12 skulls on the board. That is 16. That is, why did I pick a weird number? That is, math. 6, 24. That is 64 damage additional. And that's being super generous. And let's just say he's damaged about 30. So that's around 90 something. And that's all he does. It's like 90 something damage. And that's being super ultra generous. In a more realistic scenario, there's like 8 skulls on the board. There's 2 reds. That's 10. That's 40 additional damage. He's hitting like 60 or 70 as a mythic. With no board control, no extra ability. He does, if an enemy dies, summon 2 Fists of Zorns. However, even though that troop has Empowered, it does not get summoned with Empowered. If they were to specify that on its ability and make it so it does, it wouldn't be as bad, but it would still be pretty bad. But it's basically, in a way, almost a worse version of Groshnock. If that was possible, I think they might have managed. It does gain 4 mana when it takes damage, but there's currently no good way to do that. The other bad thing is he has immune to poison, so you can't even get him poisoned. You can get him bled, but you can't get him poisoned in order to keep triggering that. So, I don't know. It's just really weird. And he is stealthy, which doesn't make any sense if you want to get damaged. Everything about this is just so ridiculously weird. And yeah, it might take the title of worst mythic in the game. It's really trying to take it away from Gargantar. Doesn't Gargantar have Impervious at least? Like, that's at least somewhat okay. And he can at least technically get instant kills. This thing probably won't ever even get into kill range. Even being ultra generous, he's only going to hit like a 90 or so. That is really, really low, especially in the current state of the game. And especially since that doesn't upscale at all through anything. Because the amount of skulls that can be on the board is static, and the amount of reds you can have is static, obviously. Max for reds on your team is 4, and the max you can really have on the board, realistically, is like 12, unless the enemy's about to get something really good. You're just going to hand it to the enemy, so you're not really going to be able to get too much more than that. So yeah, this thing is just awful, awful, awful. It's pretty funny. But I don't know what they have against Groshnock Kingdom, but they keep giving it such horrible mythics for whatever reason. Not sure why. Oh, I could have gotten that. Whoops. Well, we'll take that. Let's get a skull poke. That better not kill. I need that Hunter's Mark on him. If we could just get that Hunter's Mark, we won't lose. That's kind of sad. We could actually lose this battle right now. I need to go switch to Titan so we stop dying. There we go. And one more hit will take it out. Or I should say, I should specify. One more skull hit will take it out. What on earth do we do here? We just try getting lucky. I guess we try getting lucky. Here, have a bunch of browns. Don't do something bad. There we go. Problem, we have no follow-up though. So we'll go just take a, you know, let's take that purple over there for now. Try for that over there. Didn't quite get it. Let's take that skull and he's dead. Off the 2 times damage. There we go. Hello, Gonzalo. Welcome. The hero class and weapon? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We are getting a new hero class on... Wait, is that this weekend? Question mark, question mark, question mark? No, it can't be. We have a class on Thursday. I mean, yeah, we have a class on Thursday. So, why is she going over to class? I don't think that's still 2 or 3 weeks from now. Wait, is it the first? Oh, I forgot. Duh, we're getting the Mythic and the hero class on the exact same day. I forgot. Not this Friday, but the following Friday is the Merlantis hero class and the new Mythic. The new Mythic is complete garbage. The hero class is not too bad. It's above half average. It's basically like Frost Mage, except it has a less freeze but more submerge. That is the easiest way to describe that hero class. It also has better team synergy within its own kingdom. For whatever reason, they gave Frost Mage ridiculously bad synergy within its own kingdom. But Merlantis is going to be really good because it's a merfolk, and almost the entirety of the Merlantis kingdom are merfolk. So yeah, it's going to be a lot better synergy than what Frost Mage had. And overall is going to be probably more viable than Frost Mage, even though it has less freeze, and freeze is generally a better mechanic than Submerge. I do believe the Merlantis hero class will actually be somewhat okay. It might even be top 5. It's pretty viable. It's going to find its way into various teams, and it's going to be the best Submerge option Hero's likely ever going to get. So if there's ever a situation where you just desperately need your hero Submerge for whatever reason on a given team, that is going to always be the go-to hero class from here forth. Kind of like how Sentinel is probably always going to be the tankiest hero class in the entire game. It's stuff like that. They're always going to be viable to at least some degree because of those aspects that are attached to them. Thank you, David. Oh, I greatly enjoyed my mini vacation. It was a lot of fun. Most fun I had in a while. Okay, we'll take that. Grab down a skull over there. Nice little poke. Get a good Tina. Actually, before I do, let me just grab a poke on that. Actually, I almost just want to double tap him before I do. Let me try getting the rest of it. Worst comes to worst, I could just use that to go get it, the Sphinx, but I won't need that. Throw the other poke, kill that up. Get a Tina on it. Also, gosh, the airport at Chicago is gigantic. I was not expecting it to be that big because I'm so used to like smaller airports like Myrtle Beach, Atlantic City, and stuff like that. I was not expecting like I kind of forgot it's an international airport. It has like 3 floors, 4 terminals, and all over the place. Almost got lost in that thing. It is so ridiculously massive. Next time, if I ever do go back there again, I know like the whole format of it now, so it won't be anywhere near as annoying as it was the first time. Not even remotely close. Okay, you know what? Let me go take a hit on that. Your poke. Throw that down there. Throw the mana back again. You got spoiled watching my streams every day. Yeah, there was no streams for 3 days. We still had the videos though. I don't know if we got a response earlier, that or I didn't. I accidentally didn't read over it. But how did you guys like the like videos like that, where you just cover like small guide like stuff? I used to do that like way more often, and I've been meaning to get back into it. But yeah, I haven't been doing them as often. But like having them automatically scheduled like that, because that did kind of work out kind of interestingly. Like, I didn't need to do anything for that. Maybe I'll just even have a day where we just don't stream. I don't know. I like streaming every day. It's a lot of fun. But to have like a day where I just don't stream and then like just do videos for that day, like so I don't have anything that I need to worry about and can kind of just relax and just do it whenever throughout the day and just kind of get it done. I might start doing. We might test that one day. I just don't know what day I would do that with if I was to do one day. Oh no, that'd be really hard. One, like to decide what on earth that day would actually be. Wednesday would probably work decent, but I don't know. It'd be a little bit weird not covering like a Wednesday night video. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I still like streaming every day though. It's a lot of fun. I did miss streaming. Though it did feel nice not having to do it. Because of course that's like something I do like normally on the dot. Like I might be a little bit off, but it's like on the dot every single day, and then I have to wait for like the video to render, so I have to stay up to like up to at least like 11 p.m. at minimum, if not longer, because I need to wait till the video gets uploaded and all that. Hello, Akim. Let's see. You're a new player and you learn so much from the videos? Oh, no problem. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in chat. Always love helping out everyone. Okay, let's grab, do we have enough to brown it? Yes, we do. No, never mind. Tina's gonna block it. Let's do that. Poke him. Actually, we just wipe with Tina, and that should be dead. And let's kill it with that. And dead. There we go. Let's go do at least one delve real quick. Take our tribute. I really need to catch up on delves. I think I'm only sitting at but I think I'm currently sitting at 7,000 shards if I'm not mistaken. I haven't done a delve in okay, 9,000 shards almost. I haven't done a delve in almost a week now. Between just everything that has happened between this weekend, just everything else. I think it's been a week since I bothered doing delves. It's because we technically don't need the loot from them. We do and we don't. We always are going to need some kind of obligation towards shards. But the only real thing we need them for is for level 200 factions. Like, other than level 200 factions, we don't really ever need them anymore. Well, I guess that and to max out the troops immediately each time, but we only need like 8,000. And if we're going to be doing 200 faction each time, just doing that basically gives enough shards in itself that you would automatically be able to get it done. So, yeah, there really isn't even much of a need to farm. I guess it's required to maintain 200. Also, what is that? Heard like a ruffling bag noise. It must be a rat. No. I don't think there's any rats near my area. Though there are little cute lizards, though. They're really adorable. Okay, we'll take that over, take a yellow over there. Grab a brown over there and just kill with that. And he's dead. Actually, we'll just go kill Latina. There we go. Mark of Death character? Which one is that? I should forget which one that is. Mark of Death? Or do you mean Death Mark character? Do you mean Death itself? Or Mark of Death? I forget what that even is. Unless you mean like Death or something. That's kind of funny because that's actually the first mythic I got on my other account. It's an okay troop if that is what you end up getting. It is a mythic, but it's I don't know, the biggest issue with Death, that is what you actually got. Wait, where'd it go? Where's Death? It's in alphabetical order. How am I not finding it? Did I spell Death incorrectly? Hello, Death? Oh, I'm duh. I didn't go back down. Oh, the Succubus thing. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, Succubus still works. Yeah, with Death Mark on it. Succubus has a decent mana drain. It doesn't have a full mana drain though, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, mana drain into Death Mark's decent. I was using it quite a bit when it first came out because Death Mark was quite a bit better then. In the current state of the game, it's okay. It's good synergy with something like a Cockatrice or something, because you can have two different ways to disable the enemy. One with a full mana drain with Entangle, while the other has Death Mark with a mana drain. And they don't have any color conflict with each other. Also, thank you for your subscribe, Ben and Akim. Much appreciated. If anyone still has any other questions, let me know. Let's see. We'll go take that one out. Grab another Mountain Crusher. Oh, when you said Mark of Death, I assumed you meant a troop. I was gonna say, wait, does any troop have that name? Yeah, Death Mark mechanic as a whole currently is not the greatest it's been in this game. The biggest thing that's lacking is it has a one-turn delay, which isn't a bad thing. It's actually good. We were actually requesting for a one-turn delay because originally it had two-turn delay, then they made it 0. And when it was 0-turn delay, it was just way too overpowered. But the problem right now with its one-turn delay is they don't have it coded correctly, kind of. I should probably ask that next Q&A because I'm really curious what their actual stance is on it. I'm not sure if they've ever actually been asked it. But currently the way that Death Mark works is if you are Death Marked the first time, there's a 1 turn delay on it. So you can't die the very first turn after you get Death Marked. So if you get Death Marked and ends your turn, there's a 0% chance you'll die. Normally it's 10%. Every turn after that will be a 10% chance that that troop could die until it gets naturally cleansed off, or you just use a cleanse ability on it. However, if you place a Death Mark on top of something that's already Death Marked, the 1 turn delay will be reapplied. So that following turn, they will have a 0% chance of dying again. They really need to make it so it refreshes the timer for the Death Mark so it doesn't go out as quickly. But remove the 1 turn delay. If it's already Death Marked, it shouldn't regain its 1 turn delay. It doesn't really make much sense at all. If they did that, Death Mark would actually become really viable again. Without being like super OP that it's the only thing that ever gets ran. Because even in the current state in the game, even if they made a 0 turn delay again, it wouldn't be too bad. But they at least need to make it so reapplying Death Mark does not re-add the 1 turn delay if the enemy's already Death Marked. Not sure why that isn't already a thing. It's probably some kind of coding issue with it. But I really wish they would fix it, because Death Mark would be used way more if they actually made that change. Particularly in mythics like Def and things that can apply it multiple times very easily. Let's see. Well, we'll go take that onto reds. If you don't have Tina for a raid boss, what's a good substitute? You would use either Tesla, Alchemist, or a second copy of, what's his name? The second copy of the raid boss killer thing. I forget his name. I was just mentioning it multiple times. I forget what he was called now. But you know what I'm talking about. The raid troop for the week. Let's see. I guess we'll take these 3 into treasure room, right? You know what? I'm gonna take the 1.3 into 1.3. I'll take this one first, though. Yeah, Tesla would work. Tesla does upscale based on their armor, so would be decent. Yes, if you put Death Mark on a troop that has Death Mark, it'll reset the 1 turn delay. So for example, let's just have a hypothetical. We Death Mark this. It has and then it becomes its turn. It has a 0% chance to die with a 10% chance it will cleanse. The following turn, it'll have a 10% chance to die with a 20% chance to cleanse. The following turn, it'll have a 10% chance to die, and it'll just keep going over 10% each time. And it keeps going up by 10%, so it'll have a 30% chance to cleanse. And the following is 10% and 40, and 10% and 50 until it naturally cleanses off. However, let's say it's currently at 10% and 50. You know, 10% it's consistent every single time, other than whenever it gets delayed. And the other one just its cleanse chance that increases by 10% each time, unless it's cursed, and then it's 5%. Or if it just naturally gets cleansed by something else. But let's just say it's at 10% kill into 50% cleanse. If it gets Death Marked again, the cleanse chance will go back down to 10%, from its 50% back down to 10%, all the way back down. However, the 10% instant kill that it just was about to have the following turn, that it's been having for all these turns already, will go back to 0% because it will re-add the 1 turn delay on the instant kill. So, if that makes any sense. So it'll refresh the timer on it, but it also refreshes the 1 turn delay. It should refresh the timer, but not the 1 turn delay, is basically what I'm saying. And if they did that, it would make Death Mark an actual mechanic that would be used again. Because currently, in the current state of the game, Death Mark's basically useless. Especially ever since they added Death Mark immunity to Undead. Because that added a lot of extra troops that had immune to Death Mark. Plus, there's a lot more imperviouses since then and other stuff. Plus, Bless was added, and that has immune to Death Mark attached to it too, of course. But also, some of the meta, like Titan and stuff, while I'm not currently using it, obviously have immune to Death Mark too. But, I don't know, they should consider at least doing that with it. Like, they shouldn't bring back the 0 turn delay. That was just way too strong when it was. But, you need to buff it some, because currently, in the current state of the game, Death Mark is near useless. At least in the late game, anyways. Late game and end game, you'd almost never use the mechanic due to how inconsistent it is. Unless something gave it to you for free. Like, if everything else about the weapon was already so good and it just kind of did a Death Mark on top of it, then it would be okay. Kind of like how Essence of Evil has Death Mark and stuff like that. Like, in instances like that, like, obviously you're not necessarily using it specifically for its Death Mark, but in that case, the Death Mark's actually not that bad. But in most other situations, Death Mark is just pure useless. At least with how it currently is. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, probably after this delve, we'll call it a night for now. And so just so I can get this video uploaded a little bit earlier and head to bed already. Because I don't know if I mentioned it on stream. I mentioned it before the stream started though in chat. But I have like 2 hours of sleep in the last 32 hours or so. Because obviously while I was still there, I wanted to like be up and, you know, like game and everything. But because of how early the flight was, I was there at like 3:30 a.m. or so, like to catch the flight and everything. It wasn't until a little bit later, but I wanted to make sure I was early, got through TSA and all that. I was actually like the 5th person through TSA. TSA wasn't even open yet. I was there that early. But even though it's like a almost 24-hour airport, they weren't even set up yet. It was kind of funny. But even the McDonald's didn't open until 4, even though it had like a 24-hour sign. I was there at like 3:20. It's like, you're not open yet. What's that 24-hour sign there for? But what was I just making a point of? Oh yeah, I have like no sleep. Like tomorrow morning, I might not wake up tomorrow until like 4 p.m. or something. Gonna wake up so late. So ridiculously late tomorrow. Just to catch up on sleep. Anyways, Mountain Crusher. Throw down to yellow. Do this battle, the other battle, and then finish it out. The mountain there. Let's see. Take our reds over. Grab a mount. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna continue for now. Yeah, generally your first guild you don't tend to stay in for too long for the most part. You kind of just join it just for the sake of joining it. And then as soon as you start getting like kingdoms upgraded and stuff, you start kind of expanding out from there to start to look for guilds. Also, if you chat with global chat from time to time, you can just randomly find yourself into a better guild too if you want to do it that way. Because there's plenty of casual guilds that are normally recruiting in global chat 1. If you stay there for an hour, you'll probably see at least several dozen people advertising. Normally towards the beginning of the week is the better time to search for it. Like Sundays and Mondays are normally the 2 biggest days to try looking for guilds, because those are the 2 biggest days that people are normally looking to get new people. Let's see. I'll throw that down. I didn't come back from Australia. I just came back from Chicago. It wasn't that bad of a flight. It was only like a 2-hour flight or so. It was actually the longest flight I've ever been on, though. I haven't been on any like international flights. I've been to Canada before a couple times, mainly to Toronto and to Niagara Falls from the Canada side. Well, actually from both sides, but yeah, I've never been to like any other country. Only United States and Canada currently. There we go. I'll worry about the rest of those later tonight. I do need to make sure I start doing these again, though, because our shards need to get up a little bit more. We have a new faction in, like, what, 3 weeks, I believe? So I need to make sure that stacks, like, 15,000. Ideally more towards 20,000. But anything that'll make it higher. I do forget, though, we do have a lot of sacred treasures still stacked up, so hopefully we'll get lucky on those. The luckier we get on those, the more gold we save, so. Only cost us a little over 4 million last time, so it's kind of nice. But anyways, guys, let me go get Salty's link real quick, so I can go link you guys over there for any of you that do want to catch her stream. Apparently, she's going over the new hero class that's coming out next Friday. We're getting 2 new things next Friday. Sorry, not this week's Friday. Next week's Friday. This week is Gnome event. The following Friday, though, next week's Friday, is the first Friday of next month, is new hero class, which is good, and new Mythic, which is one of the worst in the entire game. Oops, what am I doing? That's not what I want. Twitch. Here's the link. Also, let me mute it so it doesn't play random noises. Let's see. Did it mute? I believe it muted. There we go. Anyways, here you guys go. There's the link if you guys want to go catch that stream. She'll probably have some redeem codes for any of you that want to go claim it as well. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming down again. As I mentioned, we'll be back to a normal schedule and everything. That is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. I'll be doing those nightly streams, and other than that, Fridays and Saturdays around 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing some streams. And this week, we'll mainly be grinding out the Vault event. And the following week, on those 2 days, we're mainly going to be messing around with the Mythic. Haha, not much. But the other main thing we'll be doing is mainly messing around with the new hero class, which is definitely more viable, and one that we'll be probably grinding out the most next week. But this week will mainly be gnomes, of course, this weekend. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Anythings? Let's see. That is a lot of traveling. Wow. Yeah, I would never want to travel, like, multiple different planes. Like, if I had to take 2 planes in a day, I would, like, freak out if, like, one of them was, like, running late or something, or got canceled. I'm like, no. Oh no, I've never needed to take like multiple transfers like that. I personally would hate to have to do that. I just want from point A to point B. Just get me there any way possible. But yeah, I've never had to like take in multiple transfers or do like any kind of like weird thing. Like, you know, I had to take like a plane and then, you know, like have to like get a ride or something like Uber or something, or a taxi. But, you know, like having to do like plane to plane to plane to like train or something else. That would drive me crazy if I had to do that. What kingdom is the new Mythic for? It is for Groshnock. All of them already have a Mythic, and Groshnock's already a useless kingdom, so. Let's see. Tacet for president? No. Andrew Yang, 2020. Look him up if you're from America. Let's see. Actually, the presidential debates are soon. They are pretty soon. We'll see how that pans out. They're doing it like divided between 2 different nights. I'm really curious to see how that pans out and who's going to be on which nights. The only annoying thing is they're probably going to split Bernie and Biden. I really wish they would be on the same night, but they're probably going to have Biden on one night and then Bernie on the other. Which, I don't know, I kind of want to see them both on the same. Well, we'll see how it goes down with everything else. Let's see. For those that have not, or have Carlton Marshall, oh yeah, that was his name. Which one is good for replace? Well, if you're not going to bother running him, I guess you run Mang into support troops. And just run it into, like, Sphinx into whatever else you can do to feed mana to it, I guess. I'd probably advise doing that, but if you're really going for absolutely no raid packs, you basically just want to run it all with Mang and just support anything that you can to keep Mang alive throughout the entire battle. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Hope you all have a wonderful week. And we're back to normal schedule now, or should be, as soon as I get some rest tonight. Anyways, there's Salty Stream. Go catch her. She'll have some redeem codes. And I will catch all of you later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. And good night and goodbye, everyone.